What's going on? You locked in with the Innovators YouTube. You already know I got the best interviews right here, man. I got my guy, Papi Grande, in the
Yeah.
studio. What's poppin', bro? How you doing?
Everything. I'm doing great. Life is working.
First, I want to say it's a pleasure and a blessing to have you here. I appreciate you coming through today.
Thank you.
Just to start off, let the people know where you're from and where they can find you on social media.
Yes, I'm from Oakland. Y'all can find me everywhere at Papi Grande. The I is a one, the E is a three, because 13 is my favorite number. And on SoundCloud, y'all can find me at MC Titty Muscle.
Wait, MC Titty. What? Can you please explain that one?
Yeah, so MC Titty Muscle. It was my first rap name ever. I started rapping, freestyling at maybe 7 or younger, and that was my first name, so I just stuck with it.
Okay, like how did you even come up with that? I feel like that, like it's an eye grabber for sure.
For sure. I mean, yeah, I feel like I even make it to be that. It was just, childhood imagination. First of all, I knew rappers, but I'm like, nah, I'm not just a rapper. I'm an MC. So I'm like, okay, boom, got the MC ready. And my mom, I don't know, I used to always feel like she was like, you not fat, you big boned it. And I was really never fat, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I just thought so. And so I'm like, damn, I got titties, right? Because I'm like, I'm about to be realistic. I got titties, but they not titties for real. It's strong, it's strong behind it. So I got muscle for real. So I got titty muscles, and I'm an MC. So MC titty muscle.
I get you. I was wondering. I was like, how did that all come together? Uh,
Yeah,
at what point did you decide to change your name now?
I feel like it never really changed. I feel like there was a different part of me, and that's why I feel like when I freestyle, I still go by MC Titty Muscle occasionally. But when I write or just expressing myself, it's Papi Grande. They both have something to do with like just being big, but in different ways. So I really like that.
And with the Papi Grande, like, how did you come up with that one?
Um, Papi Grande was something special. I ain't gonna lie, I was in Spanish class. Yeah, I think I was in like 10th grade Spanish class, and I'm over here. Biggie was one of my favorite inspirations, still is, and I love it when you call me Big Papa type situation. And so I'm always listening to old school rap. I'm like, dang, it'd be a cool name. Talking to my friend Julius, I'm like, Grande Papi. He was like, nah, in Spanish you say it backwards. It's Papi Grande. I was like, damn, I like how that sounds. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna go by. And it stuck with me from rest of high school, college, just Papi Grande and just doing my thing. And then it went from a name that was just a main, like, Big Daddy, but it went from that to a motto, reminding myself to live big. That's why in my high school yearbook I wrote live PG, because most people don't live big. Like, we have a lot that we can do. Most people are shining, but the light, the stardom just like dims down, either from expectations or just their environment. But I'm just trying to remind myself to live big, and I have been reminding myself. So happy with that.
What was it like growing up in Oakland for you?
Growing up in Oakland, it was very. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it was Oakland, but it was smooth. Like, I had no problems for real. I was chilling. It was me and my family. My apartment complex. It was like a whole family there. So back then, everybody was like, neighbors was neighborly.
Yeah,
Neighbors was neighborly,
has it
and
changed?
it definitely has changed. Nowadays, you miss your package, you knock on the door, they're like, "Nah, I ain't getting nothing," and don't send nothing over here anymore. I'm like, "Dang, what y'all tripping for?" But yeah, life got different. Um, I really loved it here with my mom, my dad at certain times, and my stepdad and my sister. And we just been growing and making life work for us.
You said you talked about college. Where did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to Northridge, Cal State
Well, I went to
University.
North State Northridge.
Hey, well, did
What?
you graduate?
2017.
I graduated in 2021. I went down there in 2017.
Oh, so you graduated the year you
Yeah,
start. You was a freshman the year I graduated.
yeah.
That's what's up. Okay.
Mm.
How was that? Why did you decide to go to college?
So why did I decide to go to college? So the decision to go to college was kind of like, I wouldn't even say it was my decision, of course, at the end, but it's just been ingrained with me since I was a kid. My mom was always telling me I'm going to college, I'm about to be something. So I didn't have a plan for after college. I remember that going through elementary, middle school, high school. I just knew that I was gonna go to college and I was gonna find something I like to do. They was like, "What you want to be when you're older?" I said, "Successful." And so I just know that I'm living life and I'm gonna find whatever needs to find me. And so went to Northridge. The reason I chose Northridge is because when you grow up with a tight family, sometimes you want to, just be independent and go on your own. So I wanted to go somewhere that was kind of far away, far enough to make somebody think about driving to you, but like close enough to where if I wanted to come home, I can come home. And I found that in LA.
Nah, I think my reasons for going to Northridge were pretty similar. Well, initially out of high school, I went to Howard University. I played football there.
Okay.
Then I came back, went to JUCO in the Bay. Then I'm like, bro, I want to move to LA.
Mm.
I knew I didn't have the grades to get into UCLA or USC. And then I heard the YG song, I got a bad bitch, I go to
Good
Northridge.
Northridge.
I was like, you know what?
Yeah. No, I
I'm
ain't
gonna
gonna
go to
lie.
Northridge.
People didn't know Northridge was real. I heard that. I knew the song, so I'm like, I think it's a place. And I remember seeing it on what was it? Nickelodeon. They talk about Northridge, but I'm like, that's about it for me. So when I went down there, I was like, wow, this is a real place. And I get what he was talking about.
Campus is beautiful though.
Yeah, campus
As
is
soon as I got to
beautiful.
the campus, I was like, yeah, I want to go here.
Yeah,
I had a great time though. I wouldn't trade that time in for nothing. Like
I
I
agree.
enjoyed my time at Northridge, but that's dope. I think college isn't always promoted as much as it should be.
Yeah,
So I think it's dope that I think it's dope when people that are involved in the music industry and entertainment are college graduates because it shows people that you can still go to college and still pursue higher education, but still chase your dreams and do what you want to do.
exactly. People feel like it's one or the other, but it's like, nah, this not even a fallback plan because there ain't no fallback. I just did it because I wanted to do it, and I want to do this too, and so we here.
I gotta ask you because I feel like people are gonna want to know what's up with the braids and the hair.
It's not even all there right now. Very short, very short. My sister is my hairstylist. She is my, sister, like I said, and she's a rapper, singer, dancer, very talented, and she's been doing my hair since I was in high school. Before that, my mom, and so she just had a showcase. Her name is The Illnai, Thillnai. Had a showcase downtown Oakland at Summer Bar and Lounge. I was the host. It was a great time. It was called Blooming Opulence, and her colors were pink and black, and so I got pink and black.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Okay. I was wondering myself. I was like, I have no idea, but I'm gonna ask him.
yeah.
As far as like you and like how you grew up, you had both parents around? Like what was that time like?
Um, so I had my mom around full. She was like basically like the full-time worker in the house. My dad, he was in and out there for first few years and then kind of in and out after that. And so everything just been kind of like stepping into that role of being the man of the house, taking responsibility, making sure that you can like handle your emotions and help other people get through theirs. Just I remember it being a time where I didn't want to like cause any problems for the house and just kind of help to build everything.
Well, I got you on that.
Yeah.
Um, how did you get into music? Like, how did that come about?
I got a musical family. Like I said, my sister dance, sings, raps. My mom sings. My dad raps. My older brother raps.
Oh snap!
My older sister raps as well. So it's like everybody in the house. My younger sister, she's only like 9, and she's also rapping now. So everybody is musically inclined. Um, I think it was just meant to be, honestly.
And I know you're a poet as well, so
Yes.
the poetry came first. I would assume
No.
it didn't.
No. So first came freestyling and then, rapping as well. And then I got into 7th grade in school in Oakland. A lot of people are going to say it didn't teach them much. I had a different experience because I was always very like high up academically. And so I learned a lot speaking with math and everything. But 7th grade, I had an English teacher. Her name was Miss Silva, and she introduced me to poetry for the first time. We had a whole like unit. Maybe I wrote 6 to 8 poems. And when I wrote this poem, it was called, it was like, you know how people have certain letters, and they switch it out for the number in the alphabet. So like one would be A, B would be two.
Yeah.
I had wrote this poem, and it was for this girl, and I switched out her name for the numbers.
Yeah.
And I read it in front of the class, and when I read it in front of the class, at the same time, all the girls went, "Aw," and I think that was just like it locked me into poetry
Yeah.
back then. And so when I stopped doing poetry for a little minute, and then I got back into it. I'm like, I already know I got it, so that was that.
You won a regional award as a poet.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yes, yes. Last June, me and the Berkeley Poetry Slam, we went down to Oregon. Well, up to Oregon. Portland, Oregon, they have a regional poetry slam called Bigfoot. I think it's every year. This is my first year doing poetry slams or just being in the scene at all. And so I was happy to make the team. I knew I was going to make the team before I made the team because, persistence, um, talking myself through it, and actually just growing every time. I was going every week. I in less than a year, I've done like over 180 open mics. So I was
Oh my
definitely,
God.
yeah, I was.
What has that process been like?
It's just been a lot of growth. So like the reason I like to go out to open mics is it inspires me when I hear other people. I love hearing other people because they do their thing, but people inspire me. I see how they perform, and I'm like, okay, I can maybe tweak how I'm performing and like do this better, or use it so I have more excitement like they have, or just add to my repertoire. And so the more that I see people, the more that I'm able to adapt and just have fun and grow. And I love going out, and so when I'm going out, I get to experience more things, which make me write more, and it's just a constant flow.
No, I like that. I think that's dope. Um, I also I know we talked about it prior to you coming, but I thought it was dope. You also teach poetry.
Yes.
Talk about that.
So I teach poetry in different cities out in Hayward, Oakland, Richmond, and I go into the students' class. I teach them maybe two, 1 to 2 times a week, and they just take up on poetry themselves. It's great. They learn poetic terms. They learn how to express themselves in their own way. And so we have a lot of kids who love rhyme. They love alliteration when we get used to it. We do identity poems. So where we ask them where they're from and they start naming different parts of themselves. Um, Poetry is basically just expression, and they get to express themselves in all the life they have. So I really enjoy it.
Which is dope, and I think that's actually very powerful. I'm glad you shared that with me because I thought that was dope, and I think the kids don't always get a way to express themselves. So I feel like giving them that outlet,
Yeah,
who knows how you will inspire them in the future.
exactly. I love, like, honestly, when you meet somebody and they're like second grade and they're doing poetry and you're like, wow, you this good now. Imagine when you get older.
Yeah,
Like, it's only gonna get better. And so I just hope people stick with it.
I wanted to ask you, with coming from a family that everyone does music, is it extremely competitive, or like how is it with y'all reacting to each other's work? Like, are you very critical? Like, what is that like?
Um, I don't feel like we're critical. We're definitely competitive to like to outside, like outside out the circle view type situation, but within each other, we just want to succeed. We want everybody to do better, and so we're competitive to the point where we're just pushing everybody else to grow. And we do give criticism, of course, because you want to have people who you can talk to and people who can talk to you, and so that you can hear them. But the criticism is never mean. I was like, it's like, I think you can do this better, and you be like, what you talking about? They're like, okay, when you said this, I feel like you could have more emotion behind it. I know how you like to dance. You're in theater. You can put some of that energy into what you're saying. And we try it again, just redo it. Because we're all growing, so we know we got that positive intent. And as long as that intent is there with us, we know it's cool.
How do you feel like you react to the criticism, whether it be
Positive.
poetry or music? How do you react?
I react pretty positively. I got introduced to constructive criticism back when I was in sixth grade. I used to do dance, and my teacher would that was her number one thing, constructive criticism. And so I had learned how to take criticism way back then. And now when I take criticism, I'm like, okay, because I'm my biggest critique. Like,
Which most people are.
yeah, I'm my biggest critique. And so if you said something, I'm like, okay, I can see that because I probably told myself something like that before. Even if I haven't, I'm like, okay, let me take some time to think about this, and I take it back, ask some people about it, and be like, okay, this, how can I work on that?
which I think is good. I feel like everyone, the older we get, I feel like I wouldn't say that was something I was great at when I was younger, but the older I got, I'm something like, oh, it's actually good for someone to speak up and let you know because a lot of times, I mean, you don't want a lot of people around you who are yes men who are just always saying it was great.
Yeah, because
You
it's
like,
not.
I know it's not.
I mean, I'm like, bruh, because if I go home and I see something, I'm just like, bruh, but I'm, have I been doing this all day? And then I'm like, bruh, I have, and nobody said nothing. Like, I would be mad at that because I'm like, wow, I mean, you're not gonna tell me when I'm messing up, and what's the point?
I see that your last project, it came out in 2021. All had choices. Can you explain why there's been such a gap between projects, or what? What? Why was that?
Um, well, I came back from college. I had gotten back into poetry, and I've been freestyling since a kid, but I hadn't really been recording music. So when I got back, I had listened to my sister's album. So my sister, uh, Young Briage, she has an album, and she had my other sister on it, the Onai, and just they did their thing. And so I'm like, dang, I want some music recorded. And so I spent maybe 8 months making some songs, recording, just living life, and just having fun. So we recorded All Had Choices within that period. I believe it was from around like March to early December. We made that, um, and it's just been great. I loved everything, every part of it, and I'm just collecting. I'm still growing as a person, so I'm still doing poetry. I'm writing every day, still making music, and I'm evolving my sound. And so I have more dropping. I'm on Spotify. I got some singles out there, and the album project is coming soon.
Just dropped a new single on October 31st, Halloween.
Yeah.
Bad Habits. What? Why the drop on Halloween, or it just happened to be that day, or like?
Nah, nah, nah. I love Halloween. Halloween is like, I don't know, since I was a kid, I just loved Halloween. It's not because I like to dress up or anything like that. It was more so the numbers. Like, I'm very big into numbers and numerology, and my solar return is October 13th. And so you flip around, it's 3-1. So it has the same energy, but with the it's both four energy, but depending on where the 1 and 3 is, gives it a different touch.
When you say solar return, what does that mean?
It's like your birthday. I don't like to say birthday because it reminds me of time too much. Time isn't real, and we use time to like kind of age ourselves, and so I don't like to conform to that.
I got you. I
Yeah,
got you. I got you. But you also have more singles out, so y'all make sure to tap in with them.
yeah,
Got the single "I Am" out, "Run It Back" out, "Scared of Love."
yeah.
Are you scared of love, or what?
I'm not particularly scared of love. Love comes with great times and sad times, and I've had both, but I'm ready for more of that. So, I'm not scared. And I wrote that title because I was speaking from the perspective of like multiple people, myself, and other people that I've had relationships with.
I got you.
Yeah.
Do you believe it's easy to be an artist and have a relationship? I think it's hard
I think it's a hard thing to do.
for artists. Yeah, for sure.
It can be hard. It depends. Like that's why I like to personally. I don't think that most people be like, "Oh, you're an artist. I'm not gonna talk to you because you're just around everything and you just have
Just
availability. You're just out."
yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, nah. I like to talk to people who kind of have that understanding. It's like, yeah, I am out, but it doesn't have to be like that. I'm not always available looking for people.
Yeah.
Like I'm out here, yeah, but we just outside. That's it.
What is your process like in the studio?
Ooh, in the studio, I listen to the beat. I I try not to let the beat play out. If I'm by myself, I try not to let the beat play out once without me just like hopping on because I love to freestyle.
Yeah.
And so most things I either start off with a freestyle or I freestyle certain parts. and then just like record myself so that I'm able to listen back and improve if I want to. Um, but if I'm with some other people, then it's kind of like a back and forth. I love that back and forth. Like I get very inspired around other people, and so when you go, it's like okay, I can hop in here and I can just keep on going. It's like okay, let me know when you want to come back in. We can do. I like to work with people and be like, okay, what do you like to do? And we work around that. I'm very collaborative.
And are there any like specific producers you're rocking with right now?
Yes, I got my producer. His name is Zach. Um, you made some hard beats. I got a couple songs that's not out yet, but he be doing it. I go out to Jungle Life Studios out in Vallejo. Uh, I'm forgetting my guy's name right now, but he's raw. He mixes masters while you in the studio right then and there, so that's always great. Um, yeah, producer wise, that's really who I mess with. I also produce and tweak some of my beats. Like if I have a beat, I'll do stuff to it and just make it pop for myself.
No, I think. Are you familiar with like mixing? You say are you familiar with mixing and mastering like
I mix and master.
vocals?
Yeah, no, I do vocals a little bit, but I'm way better with the beat. But I'm
Got you.
still working because I got to be able to do it myself at some point.
No, I think that's dope. I feel like all artists should know some aspect of like the studio.
No, for sure, because then you'll be like, I want it to sound like this.
Yeah, you
How
should.
is not sounding like? Yeah.
You want to be able to explain that for sure. Um, what are some things you have upcoming, coming next that you want the people to know about?
Okay, let's think. What do I have coming up? I ain't gonna lie. I've been doing a lot, so much. Like I said, just finished hosting a couple showcases. I do host open mics. I got an open mic this first Friday at the Allen Bluford Center out in downtown Oakland. It's like 24th and Telegraph, I believe, somewhere around there, and it's so fun. Um, Last month we had Honey Gold Jasmine. This month we're gonna have Knife, so come check us out. Um, I also am in entertainment company, Urban Prodigy Entertainment, and we do dances, we do artist performances, and we just host it through the showcase for my sister. And so we're doing things all the time. So if you search up Urban Prodigy Entertainment on Instagram, you can find us there. Uh, and besides that, I'm doing open mics. You can see me at least 2 to 3 times a week now. I used to do be like four to 6 times a week. I was getting up there, but y'all can see me 2 to 3 times a week now. Uh, yeah. Second Mondays, I always mess with them, and tiny backyard concerts out in Hayward. That's also
For
fun.
real,
Yeah,
that's tight.
yeah.
Why did you decide to do that?
Um, Tiny backyard concerts. I love the vibe. The first time I went out there, it was like in a backyard. We had the shed. They had some food. We had drinks, and I was like, okay, everybody here is mostly artists, and we're just relaxing, having a good time. I love jam sessions, and so when I came back, they had vendors, they had speakers. Everything was
Better.
just better. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I see that they're gonna grow with this. I want to keep coming back here and just support.
I think that's tight. What made you become a part of the collective?
The collective, the community collective is in like the Urban Prodigy
Yeah,
Collective. Okay. Um, well, my sister's been with them for around 6 years, and so I was introduced to them a long time ago, but I didn't really like engage too much. I was doing my own things, and this year life just started taking off, and then they was like, you want to perform with us over here, you want to perform with us over here. I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. So we at SF Pride, Oakland Pride. We're working with Mario. He's a fashion designer. We're working with Mario B. We're working with everybody, and so Corey Action. We just been doing so much. They're like, you want to join the team? And I'm just like, yeah. So we're dancing, we're performing, we're getting life done.
what type of dance do you do?
We do everything. So my sister's a majorette. She performed. She
Majorette, like she was in a band.
majorette dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so she leads the class sometimes, and when she leads the class, we do a lot of majorette stuff. We have somebody who does juking. So when he jukes, we juk. And juking and jacking. And we have a turfer.
for
So
real.
she teaches us how to turf and stuff, and I'd be like,
That's tight.
okay, yeah.
That's tight. I think that's pretty dope. what would you say your experience has been in the music industry for you?
Uh, Music industry has been kind of iffy. I don't know, because I get to hang out with my family. I love that. I have that structure over here. So if I ever want to get back to like just making the music purely, I can do that. But when I try to go out and reach out to other people, people have their own agendas. People have their own, like, we both want to succeed, but some people may want to do things to succeed better or faster. They feel like you can do this and they can't, so now they're jealous. It's a lot of backs and forths and stuff, and I just don't like to handle with all that. So I only mess with people who are genuine, people who I feel like that energy, people who are just cool people, individuals who have that nice vibration.
How often is it that you feel that you will find that?
I feel like I find that in people rarely, but I find it. I find it. It's there. You just have to, you have to know these people, and you don't know them until after you meet them and have that conversation and just, talk. But after you do meet these people, you're able to just grow with them. And like I found so many people that I grow with. Shout out to Benny Goods, my designer, hooked me up on everything.
I was gonna say like
Yeah, you
your fit like it's definitely like it's different, but I like it
yeah.
though.
Thank
Like,
you.
have you always dressed like this? You feel like just recently, like
Nah, I've been out here. Like the way I like to describe it, when I was a kid, I didn't really care too much about my fashion choices. And then my mom was like, "Nah, I want you to dress like this." I'm like, "Nah, I don't like that." So when I got older and I was able to go to college and actually have money for the first time, buy stuff that I wanted to buy, I was just like, "Dang, I'm just vamp my wardrobe." And I started finding new things I like to wear. I had an afro, and I was only in afros and cornrows up until college.
yeah.
And after I got to college, I think I cut my hair. Oh my gosh, that decision to
Uh,
cut my hair was so
I'm
hard.
like that seemed like a hard decision.
It was a hard decision because I was thinking about it, but my sister was up in Oakland, and that was my hairstylist. And I'm not going to everybody. Everybody can't be in my head. And so, cut my hair, started just improved life. I feel like college improved my life a lot. And then came out here. Uh, I met I met Benny at a artist retreat. Artist retreat is a place down in near Fruitville, very
Yeah,
fun place. And she was just like, I love your personality. I feel like your style matches what I who I make clothes for. Like you are my ideal customer. And so we just been working ever since, and it was a great time. She made these pansy 101.
yeah.
Like,
So I could tell. I was like, the shirt. I was like, the shirt might not be 101. I'm not sure, but the pants, I know that those are some 101 pants.
yeah.
Nah, I rock with. I did want to ask you this before I forget, but learning how to dance, how hard was that for you?
Oof. Learning how to dance, it's not too hard. It's more so memorizing. Once you're doing choreography, it's memorizing what you want to do and how your body's looking. And then when you start to freestyle and make your own dances, that's where it's kind of that difficulty creeps in. But as long as you just have that motion and just rock with your own energy, take it, like, go where it takes you, you're gonna be great. I find dance, poetry, music, they all have so much similarities. And it's like, okay, with poetry, I have to you got to remind yourself who is saying this poem. So when you're on stage, it's like it's not you just saying these words, it's who is saying these words. So you have to be yourself. And the same thing with dancing. When you're dancing and you're just in the mirror, you can be hitting the moves, but it's like who is doing the move. So you
Yeah.
gotta feel it in your mannerisms.
No, I got you. I got you. I did want to ask you that because I was like, man, I can't really dance too well, but I never. When I actually did try the ballroom dance, I was able to figure it out, but it took some practice though.
No, yeah. Oof. I remember doing a little dance in third grade. It was a Mexican dance, but I don't know what it was, but it was so fun. So fun.
If you could pick yourself to be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
Mm. Any animal, I would probably be a falcon, a peregrine falcon, or yeah, falcon, falcon, falcon. Because I feel like one of the things that inspired me, or just like that made me love them, is that when they dive, I think they dive to like, I think they said some 180 miles per hour. Like
Yeah,
it goes super quick, and so that's lovely to me. That's just lovely to me. And I want to fly. I want to be in the clouds. I just want to be high up and just recognize what I can do. And I feel like I'm doing that now. And so if I was an animal, I would still want to do that.
I got you. Is there anything about your life you would change?
Um, Anything about my life I would change. I feel like at the end, if it was a button, it was like, is there anything you would change about your life? I wouldn't press that button because I love how my life is turning out. Most people, they might have a thing. They were like, "Yeah, I wish that this didn't happen way back then." But it's like the butterfly effect. So if this didn't happen, I may not have learned that lesson that I was supposed to get from that,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't help me. And so,
I always debate back and forth with this question. I don't think I would necessarily change. I would definitely change. I would want to change some moments to see like people that passed away. But at the same time, like you said, like would you be who you are at that moment? That moment was the moments I want to change are so big in my life that they define me. So like, who would I be without that moment?
yeah, it would be a different person.
Completely different person. So that's always something I do think about. Before you get out of here, I did want to ask you: is there any advice you could give to up and coming artists, someone that wants to get in music as well? Like, what advice would you give to that person?
Um, I would say life has ups and downs, and so no matter what you're going through at this moment, um, don't let it falter you. Know what you want, shoot for it. I have my album. It's called All I Had Choices, and the reason I named it All I Had Choices is because at the end of the day, everything is just a continuous. It's a stream of what you did. So you can make a choice that makes you go up, or a choice that makes you go down. And at the end, that's where you're gonna be. You're gonna be at the culmination of all those accumulation of all those choices. And so you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing for you. You can view whatever you're going through as like, this is a lesson that I'm learning to help me in the future because I asked for this. So I have to go through learning how to teach again, or learn how to, express myself on stage, or step into my own voice. So I have to learn these things because I asked for this. So these skills are going to take me up here. And if I don't do these skills, and I just been like, man, this is another obstacle that they just put in front of me, and I just don't want to learn how to do this, then when I get this opportunity, when this opportunity comes, I won't be ready. And this is what they talk about when you're like, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You have to stay building yourself. And so when these opportunities comes to elevate, you can do that deservingly because you have been practicing and putting in that work and that effort. So just keep pushing.
I got you. Is there anything that you want to address or say before you get out of here?
Man, life is fun. If you have fun, don't make things too hard. Keep it PG, like I say, because we gotta have fun all the time. I'm really having fun all the time, even if it's like if I feel bad or I'm like having a bad day. I feel like I still have people in my life who bring that fun side out of me, and so try not to isolate if that's how you cope with things, unless you need to. But just do you have a great time.
We got PG in the building. Dope interview on the way. Y'all make sure to tap in with the open mics, the dance, a lot of new music coming on Apple Music and Spotify, all streaming platforms. Got about 4 to 5 new singles out right now that people can tap in with.
Definitely.
Videos coming soon.
Yep.
Everything coming soon.
Everything coming soon. Some things are already out, so we gotta. I Am, my official video just came out. Very quickly. They just recorded. They read my poetry. They thought about what they saw, and we recorded it and made it in that same day. So I posted that on my YouTube. My YouTube is at Papi Grande. If you search up I Am next to that, you should find me. It's gonna be a great time.
Y'all make sure to tap in. You locked in with the Innovators. You already know what it is.
Yes, sir.